What's up, guys? Eric here from Academia Mendix, Brazil. And I just remembered that we still have our course about how to create an approval app. I forgot that we have two remaining stories. So shame on me. Yeah, we still have work to do. And that's what we are going to do today in this video. So if you want to know how to create quotations and quotations items, please stay at the end of this video. So you're going to learn a lot. But if it's your first time here in this channel, please subscribe and also hit the notification button so you're going to be notified every time there's a new video. And also give a thumbs up for this video so we can spread the word. We can help this video reach more and more people. So, okay, let's not waste more time. Let's just get into it and let's build our approval app, our quotations. So yeah, we have here our Studio Pro and you'll see that you have two stories here in the status to do. So we're going to move this one. As a sales officer, I want to create new prices for the products and their respective customers. So let's move this to in progress. And there we go. We started working on this one. And let's first tackle the domain model where we have our entities. This is the domain model we have right now. And what I'm going to do here is I will just drag here. Let's select this one, bring in here more to the right because we're going to create the entities here on the left side of the domain model. Let's click here on this tiny button, entity, drag and drop here, double click, and let's name this entity quotation. I always like to store the created date and the owner, so it means that we're going to see who created and when the objects that were created from this entity, who created and when it was created. And let's here add two attributes. The first one is going to be number, which is going to be an auto number, which means every time I create a new object, I don't really need to commit those objects, but every time I create a new object of the quotation entity, there will be a sequence of numbers. So I'm going to have like quotation 1, 2, 3, and so on. So let's hit OK. And also let's create total value. And this is going to be a decimal, which means that's the total value of that quotation. Okay, so let's click OK here, and then let's click OK. All right, so we have here our quotation entity, and we need to associate this quotation to a customer. So we are going to click here on the very right edge of the entity and drag here to the customer. Awesome. So now it means that we have here like one quotation can belong to one customer, right? And a customer can have many quotations as he want. All right, so this is correct. Secondly, let's create a new one, which is going to be quotation item. And let's also create the mark here, the owner, the creation date, and let's start adding attributes, which is going to be first the quantity. So we are telling here how many items I want from a product on that quotation. Let's also add unit value. Oops, there's a typo here. Value. There we go. Oops, there we go. And let's select here decimal because we are going to say how much a product would cost for that quotation. And of course, let's add a new one here, which is going to be total value. And awesome, Studio Pro suggests us to be a decimal, which is correct. Let's click OK. And we're going to do pretty much the same thing we did for the quotation entity and the customer entity. We're going to tell that, not this one, but this. So we're telling here that a quotation can have just one product, and one product can have, let me zoom in, many quotation items as needed. And something also very interesting, I will drag and drop this here. I think it makes sense to organize like this. We can also bring this here. Yeah, this it's much better now. Once we delete one quotation, we also need to delete the quotation items. By the way, we didn't create the association between those entities, so let's do it right now. So we can just do like this. And we're saying here that a quotation can have many quotation items, and one quotation item can have only one quotation. And once we double click here, let's say if I delete a quotation, I also delete the quotation items. All right. awesome. And we have also to set the access rules. So let's start here in the product. I don't think we need to do anything here. Yeah, same thing applies for the customer, but here, let's go to the access rules, new. And for the administrator, I'm just going to read it. And for the user, who's going to be the sales officer, I am going to do pretty much everything. So I can read, write, create, delete, do whatever I want. Yes, awesome. And the same thing I'm going to do for the quotation. So let's click here, new. Admin is going to read, write everything. Just read everything. And for the user, we're going to create, delete, do pretty much everything, right? That's it. Our domain model is done. So we can just close this. Then we are going to first create two folders here, one for each of those objects and UI, so we can better organize our project. So let's create here a folder called quotation, and another one here, quotation. Awesome. And also we're going to create quotation item, and we're going to create here another one called quotation item. Great. All right, so let's start creating a few pages and a few microflows. Let's go back to the domain model, and we're going to create very quickly a new page for the quotations, an overview page for the quotations. Let's just right click the entity. Let's go here, generate overview pages, and this is good. We can just create like this, and let's just click OK. Yeah, so there it is, and we have our both pages here. Let's just drag and drop this here, and we can just delete this. Don't need this anymore. Of course, we got a few errors here, which means that we have to set roles for those pages, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's here on this page, let's go to properties and set this for the user and administrator, so both of them can access the page, and this one as well, access the page. There we go. So the arrows goes away, and let's start working on this page right here. As you can see here, we can already delete and edit a quotation. However, this doesn't look too nice, and what I want to do here is, let me double click this data grid too. I will delete this column, and this column right here, I will do a double click, and I will change this to custom content. So I will have a custom design for the row. For each quotation, I'm going to show a different design for each row of them. That's the power of Data Grid 2. So let's click OK. Another OK. And here on this space, I'm going to add a text. Let's right click, add widget. So let's pick here text. Let's start customize this text. So double click, edit. And here I will add first the quotation number, the name of the customer, so name, new, let's go here for this association, name. Let's also add the total value of the quotation. I think this is good. And we can just customize the text that we're going to show for each line, for each quotation. So let's first put here quotation, and then this parameter, customer, we can put here like this, or we can just put like this. I think this is pretty nice. And the total value, or just total with a $sign, can put it like this. Right, and let's make this text a little bit bigger. Let's see, yeah, looks pretty good. Let's have a look at the design mode. Yeah, so this is how the page is going to look like. Okay, pretty cool. Awesome. Let's now focus on the quotation creation itself. Let's here on the page, quotation new edit, and we're going to change a few things here. Let's first drag this customer here, so it's going to look like this. And the total value, I will remove this. I will also add a text here. And did you see what I did? I just select this space here and I enter any letter I want. I create a text. So nice tip. Double click. Let's put here like total $sign and the parameter. And the parameter I'm going to add here is the total value of my quotation. And let's make this text a little bit bigger, just like we did in the previous page. I think this looks pretty good. So this is how it is going to look like. And down below, I'm going to add a button here to add quotation items. So let's right click, add widget. Let's go for button, call microflow button, and we're going to select this one, new, and this looks pretty good. So let's put the name ACT quotation item new. Let's change, of course, this style. Let's make the button style primary. Let's put here like add item. Okay, and here down below, we're going to add a list view because we're going to list every single item from that quotation, and this is going to be the list view. The data source is going to be via association, and here let's select the quotation item. Let's click OK. Let's not ask to fill automatically. With this list view selected, let's go for properties, styling, and let's just put no styling, because here I'm going to add a nice class where we can list all of the items. Let's add here a container. So right click, add widget, container, and let's put here a class called card. And for every item, it's going to look pretty much like this. I don't see the style being applied. Let's try to look for here toolbox. On the right side, you see here toolbox. We can look for building blocks, which is great. They are pretty much like pre-prepared styles for applications, and we can search here, for example, for card, and we can just drag and drop here. So this is what we did. Let's have a look at the design mode. Yeah, it's going to look pretty much like this, although I don't really like the spacing here. I can just remove this, maybe medium or even none. Yeah, this looks pretty okay. Yeah, let's go back here to structure mode because I'm going to change the card title. So we're going to put here the description of the product, new. And then here we got product name. I think this is pretty reasonable. Let's also add the quantity of the product, right? And of course, the unit value of that product on that quotation. So unit value, or even better, let's just put the total value. So it's going to look like this. And let's put here the product name, the quantity, and then the total is going to be like this, right? Like this. Let's put here like quantity. Yes, I think this looks pretty good, right? And that's it. And on this button, let's go for this microflow. Here, we are going to add a new activity. This activity, we are going to create a new object. So this object is going to be a new quotation item, which is supposed to be assigned to the quotation I'm creating. Okay. And then with this new item created, I also need to call a page that doesn't exist. So we are going to create a page here. So this action, we are going to show a page. Let's select the page that do not exist. So let's create a new one. Let's pass to this page the new quotation item. Let's select here a pop-up layout like this, and you just saw that Studio Pro suggests us to create a page called quotation item new edit, which is pretty reasonable, a good naming convention. But let's just drag and drop this from here to here. And also those pages are not in the right place. Let's drag and drop here. Okay, and let's start working on this page right here. So here we can choose product, the unit value, the quantity, and also the total value. I'm going to do pretty much I did for the previous page, the quotation page. I would just add a text here, double click, new, attribute path, total value, and let's put here like total this, oops, assign this one, a little bit of space, heading 4, there we go. So we have the total value of our quotation item. Well, I think that's pretty much it for the initial development of this story. Let's put then this page into the navigation. So let's go here, new item, quotations icon. Let's choose something that reminds us of money. So maybe if I look for money, I think this, I think this is pretty good. Cash payment deal. Let's show a page, approval app, UI, quotation overview, and boom. Let's drag and drop this to the top. And you see that we have an error here about this microflow because we have to set roles, module roles for that one. So let's select it here, user, and there it is. We have our pages created. And well, let's run this application and let's try to create a few quotations to see if everything works as expected. All right, so we have our application running here. Let's start creating quotations. So let's hit the button, new quotation. And let's select a customer. There's me, there's my dog. My dog doesn't really play video games. I guess I would be more beneficial of video games. So let's select me. Let's add a new item here, add item, and let's select Xbox, the best console ever. Sorry, PlayStation fans. Unit value, $500. And I'm just going to pick one because I think one is more than enough for me. Let's hit save. And you see here that our console is added, and let's hit save, and there we go. We have our first quotation here. But did you notice something strange here? Like we don't see the values being automatically calculated. That's something that we need to fix, but this video is already pretty long and we are going to work on this in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification number so we are going to be notified once there's a new video, especially the next video where we are going to work on calculations. And I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye bye.